Good afternoon and welcome to the Brightwood Branch Library of the Springfield City Library. It's wonderful to have you here. I started my library career at Brightwood Branch Library back when it was over in the Harena School, so I have a very special spot in my heart for the North End and libraries in the North End in particular. I would like to bring up to the mic Honorable Dominic Sarno, our mayor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Jean, thank you very, very much. Jean, stay right over here. Stay right over here. And I want to thank Jean for continued and dedicated efforts and all Dave and all the library staff and the Board of Library Commissioners, chaired by my old halfback, Steve Carey, who will be speaking, and then Minnie Marrero, who grew up down here in the North End, so my assistant, this is near and dear to her heart. I'm going to use a Seinfeld saying here. No more library cop, okay? We're not going to have a library cop. But I want to first thank Jean and for her efforts and also pinch hitting as Molly recovers from her surgery. Wish her good health and speedy recovery and encouragement. But for annually doing the summer reading program. And they're going to have a book bag here, and free books will be going out to our children. And I happen to pick out, I love history, as Steve said, Gettysburg, and it's Discover. And again, Discover Summer. So while you're having fun, you're going to be learning too. And that's important that we continue to do that. The other big announcement, and I know that Steve and Jean will speak more about it, and that triggered my no more library cop. But Chairman Carey, Steve brought to my attention about late fees or penalties to our patrons that come to all our libraries. And I'm very proud of my administration, our administration, that we've been able, one of the few cities our size, even bigger, that have been able to keep branch libraries open in all the neighborhoods and build a new library in East Forest Park. But we felt that we didn't want to discourage people from coming into our libraries. And, you know, it's been difficult the last couple of years with COVID-19. People forget, oh, geez, I didn't bring my book back. And I remember having a library card. You know, Steve's going to speak. That Forest Park was our branch library, and it opened the world to me. And then they don't return the material, don't return the book. They might not have the money. Or they're embarrassed. You know, what am I going to do now? And we don't want people to feel that way. We want them to be able to enjoy all our libraries and bring it in. It is, we costed it out. It would be cost effective. I think that we don't want to be penny wise and pound foolish. So we're going to, and Jean and Steve will explain it. There will be no more any type of late fees or I'm returning on that. And I think it's the right thing to do. And I think that people will respect that and appreciate that. So we're very happy to announce that. Without further ado, I will turn it over to my old halfback. Let me clarify, Steve and I played soccer together. And I was the crazy goalie, as was stated, and Steve was a halfback that could run like the wind. Without further ado, the chairman of the Board of Library Commissioners, City of Springfield, and a great director with the Focus Springfield team. I can't say enough about Focus Springfield. Steve Carey.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much, Mayor Sarno. My family knows that I wear this colorful shirt only for very, very special events and weddings, graduations, reunions, things like that. I could share a positive library story for every one of the colors that I have in the shirt, but I'll be short. We're kicking off it's a doubleheader, and we're kicking off the summer reading and the fine eliminations. And I want to talk about summer reading first. As Mayor Sarno said, we grew up in the same neighborhood. We had a little library card that had a metal stamp in the corner. Right. I felt so cool when I had that as a little kid. And it had your name on it, and the number was associated with your account. I've heard Mayor Sarno say for many years that in the summer, that library card was a passport to go anywhere in the world. And it's just a very special thing. And I have to say that the staff here at Brightwood and at every branch, they're ready to stamp your passport. You can go anywhere in the world, and we really want you to come. And the tagline is to discover your summer. and you come to any branch or visit springfieldlibrary.org, and you can do whatever you want. Whether you leave with a book, a laptop, a hotspot, whether you create a piece of art during a program here, the goal is to take the library home. You bring it home and discover your summer. So the doors are open. It's after COVID, as the mayor mentioned. We got to bring people back. Staff is waiting. The books are here. The laptops are here. The hotspots are here, and a lot of great activities. The second reason I wear this very colorful shirt is the elimination of late library fines. And there's a word that gets associated with this, and it's called equity. I find myself using words and reading words and sometimes not really knowing what they mean. So I go to Springfield's Merriam-Webster. Equity is the quality of being fair, something that's fair and just. And I love the last definition the best. It's a policy to remove barriers to equal opportunity. So I have a story about the book-eating couch. My 3 kids, when they were little, we would go visit their grandmother, who lived 4 hours away, and we would always come home with less books than we brought. And so we would get library fines. And that was kind of my, reminder that we have a charge to bring these books back. When I became a teacher in middle school and high school, I learned about a lot of families that would get that library fine, and they would get that notice, and they would look at it like a collection notice. And if they didn't have the means to take care of it financially, they would stop coming to the library. And this is just such an incredible thing for us to take that barrier away. So I call that the Ostrich Effect. You put your head in the sand, you kind of forget that you still have that book somewhere in your house and you just can't find it. And all the reasons that the mayor mentioned. It just creates embarrassment and an obstacle to a great place that is your library. Ostriches are also known for being fast runners. So my advice is, please run to your branch library, come meet the amazing staff. They have worked so hard to prepare an incredible summer for you. So discover your summer and come to the Springfield Library. Thank you very much.
Great job, Steve. Thank you. And now, back up to the podium, and she's one of the #1 fans, not only of libraries, but our beloved T-Birds. Yes. Put your hands together for acting director. Jean Canoso Albano, and she's going to give you a woo!
Thank you, Mayor Sarno and Commissioner Carey. Really hard to top that, but I wanted to talk to you just a little bit more about why we are eliminating overdue fines. They really are a thing of the past for libraries. You know, back in the day, the thought was, well, this is what's going to encourage people to return materials on time to the library. But instead, it just built up barriers, that shame or that fear of coming back in, as Commissioner Carey mentioned, and the mayor as well. We have found that our fine revenues have been going down as things have changed, technology has changed, and an automatic renewal has been implemented. People are finding time and space within that extended loan period to get their materials back to the library. And there aren't hardly any fines to assess. In fact, in the last fiscal year, we collected about $7,000 in our fines and fees account. Only about $700 of that was for late fines, and the rest being for replacement costs. And for anyone who's concerned that maybe we're just letting everything go, no, you still have to bring back the materials you borrowed, but if they're late, it's okay. It's okay. Get them back when you can, when you're done, when your toddler has read that favorite board book 150 times and they're ready for a new one. Then that's when you can bring it back, even if that takes you a couple of months to do. Come on back and get the next great book to read. And we really did find, as Commissioner Carey spoke about equity, that today, given economic tightness and tough times, the thought of charging people for bringing something just a little bit late back to the library just didn't make sense. it is heartbreaking to think, and I've heard it more than once, to hear a caregiver or a parent say to their children, we're not going to take that out, whatever the material might be. Let's just use it here and leave it here. We're not going to take it home because we can't afford an overdue fine. And all of my coworkers who are here at the Brightwood branch today have heard something like that, I am sure, and they can understand. So now we will be able to tell families that's not something they need to fear. Please borrow library materials. Thank you so much, and looking forward to the concert getting started in the next room and to all the activities that my coworkers here have planned, puzzles and games and free book giveaways, and it is time to discover your summer at the Springfield City Library. Thank you.
Nice job.
Amen.